G'day and kia ora, this is the ANZAC Gamer, also known as Angelite85, and welcome back to the ANZAC Gaming channels. I know this is a pretty late review of Overwatch, and I'll get to why later on in the video, so let's dive straight into this with the alleged PC Master Race's favourite subject, graphics. The graphics are very well done, which is just typical of Blizzard quality. The art style very much reminds me a little of Saturday morning cartoons when I was growing up, and obviously Team Fortress 2. I love the character designs, and animations just look so smooth and fluid. The levels look fantastic. Without getting any deeper into all the whole graphic-y style thing, they're just great, okay? The game will age well, the graphics are just that good. And mind you, the art style is why the game will age. Yeah. The sound design is fantastic also. The voice acting is awesome, and the back and forth between the characters during the start of matches is just pretty cool. Adds a little more depth to the characters, and the calling out and emotes, and the whole thing is just so good. It all adds just a little bit extra something. There is no generic voice or voices for the heroes compared to something like Battlefield 1 and COD. I know that they're a completely different set of shooters, but still, the weapon sounds are good. There is the caveat: the traditional bullet style weapons are just very generic. They just sound very generic. But overall, the sound design is pretty good. I can't say anything about the music because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I do not play with in-game music, as in-game music just annoys me. It gets repetitive and it just drives me up the wall. So now comes the juicy part, the gameplay. Well, this surprised me a lot, I must say. I had preconceived notions of the game and its gameplay style appeared to be a twitch shooter, a game requiring fast and accurate reflexes, which counts me out, as I am, well, a little slow, but accurate for the most part, but just a little slow. And this is why I didn't get the game at release. Just because it looked like a twitch shooter, and when I see twitch shooter, I just go, well, that sucks. So I'm not going to play it. So, we'll get it. But this time was a little bit different. I decided that I'd bite the bullet and I'd buy it and give it a run, and I'm going to say, I quickly discovered that it has a lot in common with team-focused, class-based shooters. Sort of like how Battlefield is a team-based class shooter. And I was happy. I was so happy, as I do like most Blizzard titles. And to miss out on a game of the quality of Overwatch would have been sad. But I say this to all who have thought the way I have thought. Overwatch is a game that even you with the slower reflexes can play and be competitive by playing a class you are comfortable with and supporting your teammates. You do this and you will be winning. Lone Wolf, and you will. We know what happens to lone wolves, don't we, children, in team-based shooter games? They get shot, is what I'm getting at, and usually lose. And then you hear this. But my fully stick KDR, mate. Just look at my KDR. How did we lose with how good my KDR is? Which we tend to turn around and go, because you weren't around supporting the team. Your KDR means nothing if we lose. So, let's get further down the line. The gameplay is very balanced. Again, typical of Blizzard, always fine-tuning and balancing and letting strategies come from the players and the strengths and weaknesses of their chosen hero for the match. The matches I have played have been engaging and fun and yeah, fast-paced and hectic as all hell, but I was able to hold my own, support my teammates, and didn't really feel out of place and in the way. And that does actually come down to also I'm going to say here, a really decent... I'm not going to say it's great, but it worked for the most part. I never, matchmaking system. I was matched with people of similar skill to me, and it was great. I never felt like I was being crushed by someone of greater skill than me, and it just hasn't been happening, and that's fantastic. Now, as I said, this is a class-based shooter. It's got offense class, and these are the classes, by the way. So we have offense, which is like Tracer. We have defense, like May. We have tank, or bullet sponges, like Reinhardt. And support, which heal and buff and debuff enemies and teammates, like Lucio. So, in conclusion, if you are still on the fence about Overwatch due to feeling slow and that you will get in the way of the other players and just be general cannon fodder, hey, this whole time you have been watching has been me playing mainly as a support, healing and buffing my team, getting the odd hit on an enemy. Basically, it's rule number 1 of Battlefield play. You play your class, support your team. Your KDR means nothing if your team loses. So Overwatch is a fantastic title. It really deserves the accolades it has gotten. And that is all I have to say about that. I have been the ANZAC Gamer, also known as Angelite85. I can't even English today. Do not forget to tune into my streams on Wednesdays at 3 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, so Australian New South Wales time. Link to the Twitch channel is below in my social media. And I will see you all right back here in the next video. Bye-bye.